especially with working with the Shell team, I thought I could do this.
One of the things I love talking about is the journey of how you get into gaming, and your story is right up there towards the top. You started at a zoo, and maybe you didn't start at the zoo, but you came from the zoo, and that is so cool. Explain to us, how does this even happen? What are you doing at the zoo? Are you always interested in going to gaming? How did you make that leap?
I've been a gamer since I was like, on my old school black and white Macintosh computer growing up, and walking around with my pocket Tetris keychain and that kind of thing. So I've always had an affinity for games. And my undergrad degree was in media arts. So I worked a little bit in broadcasting, ended up at the zoo after working through a few communication based jobs as the communications manager for the Pittsburgh Zoo. And it was a blast. What does a communications manager at a zoo do? Well, I managed our commercial production and video production, our website, and at one point we talked about we got a really cool grant to make an app and a location-based experience. So we talked to a bunch of different studios, and we ended up working with a studio called Schell Games. And so for 2.5 years, from the zoo's perspective, I project managed the creation of an app that showcased it was an app that you could be looking at the lions, and then you could open your app and say, oh, I can identify that lion. Like, it had all of the names. So I worked with a very talented team at Shell to develop this app. And as we closed on the production of the app, so much fun. Still loved my position at the zoo, but Shell Games had an opportunity as a producer opening up. And I saw many universally applicable skills and transferable skills from my position at the zoo to what this new position would require at Shell. So, and especially with working with the Shell team, I thought I could do this. I feel like I could do this. I haven't worked in game development per se, but I knew enough about that process. And my sister is a software engineer, so I knew a lot about development from her. And I thought, I'm gonna take a leap here and give it a try, and they decided to have me. I look back on my days with the zoo fondly, but I wouldn't trade it for the world to not have jumped to Shell. I absolutely love game development and working in a studio and being a part of that process, and now advocating for players.